Hey guys, I'm a floating head again with my red shirt against my orange background. So we're going to do another construction. I highly recommend you watch the first video on Circumcenter first, and then do this video on Incenter. So I'm going to go to GeoGebra. I'm going to start the calculator. I'm going to do what I did in the last video, which is that I am going to choose to show the axis and also choose to show the grid, major and minor grid lines. So that way, when I go to tools, which is the circle with the triangle, I'm going to pick a point and plot 0, 0. I'm going to plot 5, 0, and I'm going to plot 4, 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and say, don't show the axis and don't show the grid lines. Is this necessary? Is this mandatory? It's not mandatory, guys, but what it's doing is it's helping us create the same image for all of us so that when we do this activity, we basically have the same picture. Now, basically to do what we're doing, you just need to create a triangle ABC, but I'm just giving you the opportunity to set it up so it looks very similar to my screen. And I'm going to use the move button over here to just kind of maybe center it a little bit on my screen. That's number one. All right, so what are we here to do? We're here to create a point of concurrency called an incenter. Now, a point of concurrency is where lines meet, and there's a few of them. We did a circumcenter before. We're going to do an incenter now. So the point of concurrency we're learning about is an incenter. And what is an incenter? Well, let me sing you a song to the tune of Santa Baby. Hey, incenter, I need to angle bisect the V's, vertices, cut the angles in half. Hey, incenter, I need to find the same to 3 sides. Well, I left out a lyric because it didn't fit in the song. It's I need to find the same distance to 3 sides. But how is that the same as like or different rather than the last song I sang you? The last song I said, when you want to find the same distance to 3 points. A circumcenter is when you want to find the same distance to 3 points. Adam and Brian and Calvin, they're playing capture the flag, and we need to put a flag equidistance to the 3 of them, 3 specific points. Now we're at an incenter, and an incenter finds the same distance to 3 sides. 3 sidewalks. I have 3 sidewalks and I want a fountain to be the same same distance to each pathway. So whenever you hear something like roads or sides or paths, that is when you are trying to find an incenter. And the way to find an incenter, I need to angle bisect the V's, vertices. You need to angle bisect all 3 vertices. So that's what we're going to do. If you remember how to angle bisect, then go ahead and do it right now. Remember, we're not using the cheat method. We're using the circle method, so you have to do it for all of them. You might remember when we did those Ferris wheels and the sprinklers that we had big circles, and sometimes it was hard to control. So I'm going to show you how to make some smaller circles so it's a little bit easier to see on our screen, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. Word of advice: that you want to plot a point maybe a little closer to A than C is. So I'm just going to put a point right there, letter D, and I'm going to use that as my radius for my first angle bisecting, okay? So I'm going to go to compass. I'm going to pick A and D, and I'm going to put a point on A. Now, you notice this circle that I just drew right here, it also intersects this side. So I'm just going to quickly come up here and pick the point intersect, and I'm going to say, hey, where does this circle intersect this, where does this circle intersect this line? And so it gave me point E, okay? I'm going to now go back and do my compass again. So I'm going to go from A to D, but this time my center is going to be D, and I'm going to do A to E, but this time my circle compass, my radius is going to be E. Do you remember that angle bisector? We created 3 circles, and then I'm going to just really quickly, so I get these points correct, I'm going to do an intersect between this circle and this circle. So it's marked up. See how letter F came out of that? So now I am going to connect the line between letter G and letter F. So there's our first angle bisecting. Hey, do you remember in the last video where I hid stuff because it's just getting so, I mean, this is just one construction and look how messy it is. And we need to do this 2 more times. circles. So let's hide some stuff first. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep showing this line right here. So I'm going to right click that line and I'm going to change its color to red so that I can see it. But I don't really need to see everything else right now. I need to see my triangle. I don't need to see my circles, and I don't need to see points D and E. So I'm going to go to this thing right here, the little calculator. I'm going to unhighlight all my circles, and I am also going to unhighlight the points D and E. So you see that, D and E? So I'm just going to take those away for right now. Where is D and E? There we go. Okay, so I accidentally unhighlighted my segment, so let me put that back there. Okay, and I might even hide letter F for right now because I really don't need letter F on there, point F rather. So I'm going to go pick point F if I can find it. There it is right there. I'm just going to click that away. So I'm just hiding that so I don't see it. If it doesn't bother you, don't worry about it, okay? So we're gonna go back to the tools. I've already cut the vertex G, or A and G, and now I'm gonna do that for letter C. So I'm gonna do this again. I'm going to go to the construct. Remember, I'm going to put a point that's a little closer to my angle. I'm only doing this so the circles are not humongous. Okay, you don't have to do this. If you want to use C and G as your radius and have big circles, that's totally fine. I'm just putting that point there. So when I create 3 circles, they're just small. Okay, so C and H, and I'm going to put my compass on C. So there's my radius. Remember, I have this little point right here. I'm just going to very quickly find out what the name of that point is by finding the intersection between the two of them. And then I'm going to do a compass thing again. So I'm going to do compass. I'm going to do C, H, and then put the on H. And I'm going to do C, I, and put the compass on I. And now we can see right there, I have this beautiful, this circle and this circle intersected, and I have a letter J. You're going to notice that it renamed this thing because the circles also intersected up there. I'll hide that in 1 second, okay? So I'm going to pick the line. I'm going to connect where the 2 circles intersected with the vertex. And I'm going to do what I did before, which is that I'm going to make my angle bisector red. And I'm also going to hide everything that's not the angle bisector and is not the sides of the triangle, okay? So I'm going to come back over here, and pretty much everything else that's here, I can just unhighlight. So all these like extra points that I have right here, I'm just going to unhighlight them so that they're not showing. That's just to make it a little bit cleaner so that I just have those points not appearing, okay? So I have my point A, I have my point B, I have my point C, and I have my 3 angle bisectors. I'm just cleaning it up. I'm going to go show all those things at the end. So, but right now I'm just trying to clean it up. If you were wondering what I meant by, what is she talking about big circles and little circles and things like that? When you did angle bisectors last time, you clicked the compass and you came over here and you went, let's do this one. We're going to do angle B. So you said, all right, I'm going to pick this guy right here. And I'm going to go from B to C, and I'm going to make B my center. And then you used the where they intersected here and here to make bigger circles. So it was just really, really big on your paper and just harder to see. That's why I just keep picking a point and putting it a little bit closer to letter, oops, I missed the side, didn't I? I'm putting it a little bit closer to letter B, so that way my circles tend to be smaller. So I can pick B and L, make my center B. And remember, I want to figure out what this point is, so I'm just gonna get my point of intersection right there. So I get that that's there. You can just plot the point, but I think it's easier to use intersect and pick the 2 shapes that are intersecting, so you can have that. Then you can come down here and you can go compass, B, L, plot it on L, and you could go B and the letter M right there, and then plot it on M. And now we have another circle where these guys intersected. I'm just going to click on intersect again and pick this big circle right here and this big circle right here. So now I have my 2 points that I need to connect. I need to connect the line from, where did my line go? I need to connect the line from the vertex, which is over here, and I need to connect it through where the circles intersected. Lather, rinse, repeat, everybody. I'm going to make this the color red so I can see it clearly. And I'm just going to go into my my gallery again, and I'm going to unclick all the constructions I did except for the red. Okay, so the red I'm going to keep where it is. Everything else I'm going to get away. So now you have a nice little construction right there. We have our point of concurrency, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to our tools and let's pick our point. And we just found our incenter. Okay, so we have found our incenter, and that's where I have point P for me. It might be something different for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hey, incenter, I need to angle bisect the V's vertices, cut the angles in half. Hey, incenter, it needs to be the same to three sides. Oh gosh, all right. It needs to be the same to three sides. So we need to confirm that it was the same distance to three sides. How are we going to do that? We need to do two more things, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing we need to do is we need to create a perpendicular line. So I'm going to go to where it says construct. I'm going to pick perpendicular line, and I'm going to click on my incenter, letter P, and I'm going to pick any one of the three sides on my triangle. It doesn't matter which one you pick. But the reason I'm doing that is here's how you confirm. It's a two-step process to confirm. Number one, I need a perpendicular line to any of the three sides of the triangle. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick circle with or compass, doesn't matter. And I'm going to pick the point, the incenter, and I'm going to pick where this guy intersects this line right here. And oops, I picked the wrong thing. I apologize, and it's at the end of the video, so I don't want to redo it. So sorry. I wanted to pick circle with circle with the center. Okay, so I'm going to pick circle with the center. That's P, and then I'm going to go out to where this line met the perpendicular line, and look what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Look at my circle. It's not only hitting this side, it's also hitting the three other sides, and it's staying perfectly within the triangle. So a circumcenter is on the outside of the circle. It's circumscribing the outside of the circle. Outside circum and scribing writing. So circumscribing. And incenter is inscribing inside the triangle and writing on the sides of the circle or sides of the triangle. So let me sing my song again. Hey, incenter, I need to angle bisect the V's vertices, cut the angles in half. Hey, incenter, I need to be the same to three sides. So let's answer the question on my slideshow. What is an incenter? It is the point of concurrency that will be the same distance to three sides. How do I find it? What construction do? I do a perpendicular bisector of all three angles. And how do I confirm that I found the right point? I draw a perpendicular line from the incenter to any one of the three sides, and then I pick to draw a circle connecting that point where it has a radius from that point incenter to where it connected the perpendicular line, and it will show that the circle is all inside. We have one last thing that we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, and that is I need you to get a screenshot of this, but I need a screenshot of the entire mess. So everything that we were hiding before, we're going to re-show it. So I'm going to click on the little box next to all of these. So I am showing the hot mess, all the points, all the circles, all the lines that I drew for my angle bisector. I do want to remind you, I showed you the point thing where you could put a new point to get your angle bisectors. You do not need to create a new point. You can make your angle bisector circles very big like you did last time. I just wanted to give you a new shot. So look at this. I had three angles. That means I had three circles to draw for each of those angles. So I had 9 angles plus the circle I had to draw in the middle. And you know what? Because that circle that's drawing in the middle is so hard to see, I'm actually going to highlight that and change its color. I'm going to make it an aqua color. Oh, that's hard to see, isn't it? I'll make it this beautiful purple color. And That way I can see it a little bit better. So now I can see my 3 angle bisectors. I can see my conformation circle, and I can see all the hot mess I did to get there. So with that being said, I am going to do a screenshot. However, you know how. If you don't know how to do it, just pop in the flex time. I will find out your computer model and how to do it. And then I'm going to take that screenshot. I'm going to put that into the slideshow where I have given you a place to do that. Clearly, I have not done that in this little presentation right here that I'm doing for you right now, but there it is. I'm gonna plop it in my slideshow, and then I'm going to submit it. Good luck to you. I'm available during flex time, smart group time. Hopefully this video got you through it though.